Can you all hear me? Awesome, great. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our All Consultants Call, our first All Consultants Call for August. We have a really great presenter who's going to be training us after we go through some recognition, a few other things today, and that is none other Patty Wonder. So thank you so much, Patty. She was, poor thing, she always says yes, but this time she was nominated to do this training. So just putting it out there. I'm going to go to share screen. We're going to get straight into a bit of recognition. Here we go. Okay. All right. This is our agenda for today, which is pretty much the same that we've had every month. And then we're going straight into our snapshot for 2022. This is where we're currently sitting. Sorry, I'm trying to move things around on my screen so I can see you. There we go. Excellent. Don't take too much notice of these. That's all I've got to say. Don't take too much notice of these numbers, especially as you're seeing them in the minus. Even if this is your first call, welcome. Congratulations. Thank you for joining us if this is your first call. Our next page and our next slide is recognition. Yay! Or recognito. We're going a bit Spanish today. So this is our recognition, and I love this photo. This is from our latest Scentsy family reunion. Love it. All right, we're going straight into our top 10 PRV for Australia. This is for August. So this is for month to date, our top 10 PRV. Well done for Australia. And then we're moving across the ditch to New Zealand. Our top 10 PRV for New Zealand. We also have recruiters. So our current recruiters for Australia and New Zealand. Well done. As you know, we started our next incentive and our next catalogue, which is our spring-summer catalogue. So we're already a couple of weeks into our spring-summer catalogue and our next incentive period, which is our trip to Fiji. We have our top 10 team sales for Australia. And then we also have our top 10 team sales for New Zealand. Awesome. We had 99 Shooting Star Achievers. I think this is for the month of July. And then it must be July because it was commissions that run yesterday, I assume. We had a 4 who earned a sensational start level 1. Well done in July. And we had 13 new certified consultants. What are to our new certifying consultants? And then we're going straight into announcements. Lisa, would you like to take over the announcements for us?
Sure. Hello, everyone. Just about products. So we obviously know Scooby-Doo bundle and the Buddy sold out. We will be having a redemption. So check your PWS. That news tab will come out tomorrow. And so just keep your eyes peeled for that. Father's Day collection, obviously All Is Well collection and the warmer and bar bundles are the products for this month. Don't forget that, Catalogue is your core business, so work that catalogue. Also, we're still in the thick of creating our 2023 catalogue series, so keep on sending me your images. If I stalk your socials, I'm really, really sorry, but I might say I love that image. So just keep on sending them to us. Our due date is the 19th of August, so we can start, placing things around. I don't know. I love seeing pictures of you with your friends, your families, images of you with selfies with products, or just you out and about in New Zealand or Australia or regional Australia. It's always good to have that regionality. So if you see me stalking you on social media, this is why, because we need images. So I'm sorry, not sorry. And that's it for me.
Awesome. Thank you. We're going to quickly do an update. I just need to make sure to see if they're on. Laura, I think I saw you.
I'm here.
Awesome. Thanks, Laura. Do you want to give us a CS update?
Sure thing. Hi, everybody. I'm Laura. I'm the consultant support supervisor, in case anybody doesn't know me. So I just have one thing. This month's WIF box went out in the beginning of the month with the incorrect catalog. So we sent out last season's catalog when it should really be this season's catalog. it shouldn't be too large of a number of people that are affected because we kind of caught it early and they're all corrected going forward. But if you did get a whiff box or any of your customers got a whiff box and they have the wrong catalog, we're more than happy to send them out the correct catalog. You can just contact us at CS and we'll set that up for you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks so much for that, Laura. Brooke, are you on? Did you want to give us a warehouse update? She said she was on. She always has issues with Zoom. Brooke.
I don't think she can unmute.
Okay. I'm just gonna, oh, she said 2.6. Okay. Oh, nothing like a bit of online entertainment. Here we go. Okay, so what other thing is consultant support closed on the 15th, Laura? Yeah. What's that for?
They put up a news tab article about it today, but this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
So you are closed or you're not sure?
I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, it is on the workstation, so I would assume that that's accurate.
Okay, then. Well, enjoy your, don't know if you have a day off yet.
I don't know.
Brooke, are you there?
I'm here now.
Okay, awesome.
So just one thing quickly on the whiff box catalogs. I have given the US a report of the first orders. So it's about 500 orders up until date ending the 9th. So we are going to be shipping those out to you without you having to ring up. If any of your consultants miss that, once you guys all start getting them, please encourage them to ring up and then contact CS. But I have a list of 500 that I'm going to send out via back order. Once that all gets approved, I'll let you know, like once that happens, or I'll get Faith to let you know once we're shipping those. But that is the latest on that catalog. We're going to ship it out without you guys having to ring up. Okay. If any orders were left the warehouse like morning of the 10th, they may have missed my cutoff. So you may have to ring up for those. It's probably about 30 orders possibly out of the 900 whiff boxes we've already sent this month. So
okay, let's not confuse them. Let's just say wait for it and you should see it. If not, then if you don't see it on your workstation, then we'll call up.
Yep, perfect.
At that point. Yeah. Okay. Anything else, Brooke?
Scent of the month has dropped and gone. You should start seeing those be posted this afternoon on your workstation. So no issues for day one of the month of those dropping. So I will keep an eye out to make sure that there's no issues going forward with New Zealand, but they all have dropped and will be shipped by today.
Okay, awesome. So that is for Scent of the Month for September. As you, well, some of you might know, we just had a few delays last month. So we're keep an eye, we've kind of put it into our calendars that we're going to check it every month just to make sure it drops. So we're kind of trying to keep a bit more proactive and onto it with those regards. All right, awesome. Thanks for that, Brooke.
It's okay.
Okay. All right, that's it. Patty, how quick was that recognition? My goodness, I bet you're even surprised that I went that quick. Is there any other questions before we move on to Patty's training? No? Awesome. Okay, Patty, I am going to hand the time over to you, my dear. I'm going to make sure we hit record and that we're all going. Yes, we're all good. Go, Claire.
I just saw then on the stock news that the redemption for Scooby-Doo is starting on the 12th. Is that the pre-orders?
Lisa's nodding yes.
She is?
Yeah, so it'll be on PWS. So there is no time because the US will switch it on. So that might be that overnight. So it'll go for a week. So from the comms I reviewed today, it'll be from the 12th to about the 19th.
Awesome.
Which will be next week for a week. It'll give a week and it'll only be for the buddy. There is no confirmation that we will be able to offer the bundle, just given on existing inventory and not being able to satisfy, warmer sales from the current promotion. But
Thanks.
the buddy definitely.
Right. Cool. So those did you mention you saw that on Workstation already, Claire? Those comms have been posted or no?
No, it was just on your last screen.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's coming. More details are going to be posted.
Yeah.
I know Lisa was looking at the comms today actually, so that we shouldn't be too far off.
Awesome. Thank you.
Lovely. Great. Okay, I'm going to hand the time over to Patty. Patty, where are you, Patty? Let me try and find you.
I'm here.
There you are. I'm just going to spotlight for everyone. Aha, there we go. I know, because I can. Thank you so much, Patty. I'm going to hand the time over to you. And we'll wrap up just before 1, if that's okay.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, well, it ends at 1, so just so you know. Thanks, Patty.
I'll get the around my neck. Yeah.
Never.
The one director call, I completely spaced and I went, oh crap, I missed it. And then she's like, you've been nominated. And I'm like, oh, what have I been nominated for now? So I went and watched it. So thanks, everybody. My name is Patty Wonder. I am, thank you, the director of Team Wonder Bar, and I have been in Scentsy since the minute it launched in New Zealand, which was March 10th, 2015. And so I've been around. I feel like the grandma of the group in New Zealand here. So I kind of got the main gist, but when I got the email this morning that talked about the all-consultant call, I was like, oh, well, I didn't really talk much about that in my presentation I worked out. So I'm just going to touch on it, but go through what I was going to go through, and it all goes together more or less. So do we love the new catalog? First of all, I'm really excited because there's a dog on the front, and this catalog, okay, this season, that's kind of what we're talking about. This season is the highest shopping season of the year, which coincides with trip incentive earning. So thanks, Scentsy. But this catalog has got to be one of my favorites, at least for a while. The new warmers are really cool. Honestly, this is your bread and butter. You cannot rely on LTOs. You cannot rely on scent of the month. Anything that's going or that is limited edition, that's just gravy or frosting or whatever you want to call it, or the sprinkles. This is your cake. This is your bread and butter. This is what you should be working off most of the time. This is what you can count on. You can't count on those other things, nor should you. So your job is a professional share and teller. That is what you do. You show and tell, just like we did when we were little and we brought our things to school and learned about bragging. And the thing is, everybody can have these things. Not everybody could have everything about show and tell. So this is something, get familiar with it. Go find images, highlight something every single day that you love, and don't just post a photo. The trick to social media is connection. The social in social media. It isn't a one-sided conversation. You don't just post and then walk away. You post, but you give your insights and your thought processes and ask people what they think. And then you reply to them and ask them more questions. It's a relationship building. I know you've heard this a bazillion times, but this is all about consistency, and it is all about sharing not everything that you like. That's another thing I can say. I love all the scents everybody hates. So my customers know when I do first smells live on my business page, that if I say, ugh, they'll probably love it. And there'll be people that I'm like, oh, you're going to love this and you're going to love this. And if you love this scent, then you're going to love this one. So it gives people that idea, but you have to be real. You have to be authentic. You can't be afraid to laugh at yourself. Don't take yourself so damn seriously and stop giving a shit what people think of you. If they're your friends on Facebook, they're your friends. If they're not your friends, unfriend them. Like if they're gonna, I always say, don't let people piss in your pool. You are doing something brave. You are a business owner and you are an adult. So I don't believe in babying adults. A lot of you came into this business because you love the product. Well, show how much you love the product. That's it. You can share what you watch on Netflix or Disney Plus or Amazon Prime, but you don't make money when people go watch that. You can share when you went to a great restaurant or had a great drink or went and saw a movie, but you don't get paid for that. So why aren't you sharing what you get paid for? Will it always end up in a sale? No. But if you're authentically yourself and you're sharing everything, not just the things you like, you will tap into more people and learn. If social media is where you want to go, you better be reading up on algorithms and hashtags and how to work it effectively and what to do and how to tell a story. All those things. If you saw the presentation from SFR, me and my team were like, damn, about, I really love that speaker that we had about social media. Like, you can't just show up and just like half-ass everything. I mean, you can to a certain extent, but you should be learning on how to get better all the time. Every day is about self-growth and doing better. And then teaching other people how to do better. Like, hey, I just learned this. Oh my gosh, did you know this? And some people will be like, yeah, I knew that 2 years ago. And some people will be like, no, really? I still get upset when people don't do time zones or temperature. Like, I have conversion apps on every device I own since I moved here in 2006, because I still don't do kilojoules. I still don't do kilometers. I am a miles girl. So I have to make sure, and milliliters and ounces and all the things. You don't get anywhere in life if you just go, I don't know, and I'm too lazy to fucking look for it. So do better. You are better than you think you are. You are smarter, you are stronger, you are braver, you are way more talented and creative and amazing than you give yourself credit for. I ask my team a question every day. They've got a journaling assignment this month. And today was take 5 minutes and write down what you appreciate about yourself. Do you know what people said? Ooh, that's hard. Why? Why is it hard? Who did that to you? That's not my job to be your psychiatrist or your therapist, but you need to go figure that out. Who did that? Why are you letting them still crush who you are? So I did mine, and I was still thinking of things. Oh yeah, I appreciate this about myself. It doesn't mean that I'm full of myself. It means that I've grown and I'm mature and I recognize what I suck at and I recognize what is an asset and what makes me different. Whatever makes you different is your superpower. It doesn't make you weird. Well, it might make you weird, but it is, your weirdness is your superpower. Own it. I love horror movies. The gorier, the more people ripped up, the better for me. But if one single animal gets wet, has to sleep outside, is lonely, nope, not watching it, will be destroyed for a week. I'm that weirdo. I'm also allergic to children. And some people like me for that and laugh, and some people don't. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm okay with that. Some people prefer coffee. All right. So what I want you to remember, because what I find, especially as an American living in this region, is the number one problem, and I call it a problem because it is your lack of self-belief. It's your self-loathing. It's your skepticism. It's your lack of belief in yourself. And I don't know where that came from. And I know the tall poppy thing, I've heard it a bazillion times. Rip the fucking poppies out the lawn and put them on top of the skyscraper and be the tall poppy. Who cares? This is your life. And unless people are paying your bills, They don't get to have an opinion. And even then, you can be paying your own bills, and then really their opinion doesn't matter. You can have anything you want if you're willing to do the work and believe in yourself just enough. Because earning a trip doesn't happen by accident. Becoming a director sometimes happens by accident, but very rarely. And that's because of a work ethic, and they're just not paying attention. So this is your tool. If you all, a lot of you saw my post about the PWS thing, because I honestly, I come into the All Consultant page once in a while, and you guys, wow, violins. Ah! How is it helping you? It's not. It's not helping anybody else either, really. I'm all surprised they leave the commenting on. I'm like, oh, I would have deleted that a long time ago. So I started wanting to do more online sales. And that was my focus for a year. Did it happen overnight? No. COVID helped, as I mentioned in the post. But I use my website like I use my car, like I use my dryer. Yep, I'm a dryer girl. I use my catalog online on my website more than I use this. This is very much an in-person. I send it to all my Scentsy clubbers. Certain people get it, my hosts get it, things like that. But these are expensive. If you're complaining about the price of a website going up, well, if you have to order 5-6 packs of these to hand out, that's way more. You have a link for a catalog. It's a flip catalog. They don't have to even download it. And when they're flipping through it, when you touch on items, they can buy it right there. It'll take them to the thing on your website. It does all the stuff for you. So there are times, one of the things I like to do once in a while is I download the PDF onto my phone. And then I take a screenshot of certain pages, non-licensed or charity. And thanks, Bubba. And I screenshot and just use some of those pages once in a while in my online parties or something like that. Sometimes we have stuff when we don't know, and you're just like, I don't know, but they sound really cool and I can't wait to get mine. You don't have to buy everything, but maybe there's someone in your area that can buy one thing and you can buy one thing, and you two can get together at a coffee shop and take pictures of each other holding those things, or get your team together and everybody bring a product, a different one. And so everybody can take pictures with each other. You don't have to buy everything. I do not buy Scentsy. I bought Scooby. Damn you, Scentsy. Because I've been a Scooby fan for a long time. But instead of always talking and focusing on what's not working and spending your energy and your time and wasting everybody else's time and energy focusing on the problem, focus on the solution. Well, what can I do? Well, how can I do that? Well, Amy's going away. Well, there's your extra $14 that you can put on your PWS. Why didn't you use Amy? Okay, well, how many coffees do you buy? How much beer do you buy? Do you smoke? Do you vape? What else can you cut down that isn't doing your life any service or making you money? How bad do you want it? Everything is how bad do you want it? And what are you willing to do for it? Because I'm going to go into my talk about the incentive and things like that. I've always said, for those people that go, oh, I could never get 2,000 PRV a month, could never. Well, first, with that attitude, you won't. And second of all, if your kid or your most beloved pet or your most beloved human was going to die at the end of this month, unless you got 2,000 PRV, guess who'd get 2,000 PRV? If I don't make numbers, my personal sales numbers, and work with my team, there's nobody to bail me out. The government isn't bailing me out. I don't have a spouse to bail me out. My parents can't bail me out. I do not eat. I do not have electricity. I can't pay my rent. I can't drive my car because I won't be able to pay for my car insurance. Scentsy pays for everything in my life because I put the hard work in. If you just commit to 1 to 2 years to do the work, you will build a foundation that you can then kind of just calmly, not completely step back, but you can then breathe a little easier. You could work 50 years on another job and it never changes and they give you some piece of crap watch. Do you know, I wrote this down last night, 10 trips. 10 trips since I joined Scentsy. And I've been with Scentsy 7 years. But we used to be able to earn for leadership, which I wish they bring back, but that's a whole nother subject. So I'm going to tell you, for those of you that haven't heard it, I'm sorry for those of you that have. When I joined Scentsy, I had it, smelled it, touched it, didn't really know what it was. But I thought, oh, well, that sounds like something New Zealand really needs because they all had crappy candles and they were red and white and green. Ugh, they're bad. The ones, Okoya came later. And I thought, oh, that's nice. And I just had my first back operation like 2 weeks before I joined. And I was like, I do believe it's stupid to pay full price when you don't have to. I just do. But I really didn't know. So I thought, you know what, I'll just buy this. I'll join because that's who I am. And I'll just try it and see if I like it. And I knew that my man did not like candles. He didn't trust himself and his balance and things like that. He didn't like the fire hazard idea. And I loved candles, by the way, until I found out what they do to you internally when you burn one. So now I don't really burn candles anymore. But when I joined, it was not actually to do this. This was like, oh, I'll try this. And our kits took forever to arrive. And we got a warmer, a Simply Vanilla bar, a thing of ocean washer whiffs, which are still my favorite to this day. And we got a Luna scent circle and our testers. That's it. That's all we got. Same price as you're paying now. And I did 1 load of laundry with the scoop so I could see how they worked. I warmed a couple cubes of Simply Vanilla to see how it worked. And then I made samples with the rest because I decided I'm not doing this. I need to earn money. I don't want to use all this. I need to make it work for me. Within 8 hours, I had my first team member because I just was so excited and I shared it. And my neighbor said, can I join? I'm like, okay, I don't freaking know anything, but sure, we can join, learn together. And to me, that is the best advice I can give you. Don't wait. You will never know everything. You will never know everything. And it's okay because you have uplines. And if your sponsor sucks, go higher. And if she sucks, go higher. We all end up back at Deanie or Heidi. So just keep going higher. If you're not getting what you need, but you are doing the work, because you can't just complain and then reach up and you're not doing the work either. So within 3 months, there was a trip I could earn, a cruise to Cozumel. And I started telling everybody, I'm going to Mexico. I'm getting a free trip to Mexico. And my man, being the Kiwi man that he is, was like, stop telling people that. You're lying. And I was like, well, that's not how goal setting works. You tell people you're going and you make sure you go so you don't look like a chump. And that's what I think people are afraid of here. You don't believe that you're going to do it. So you don't tell anybody. You say you don't want it. You say things like, oh, I've already been to Fiji. I'm not really interested. Oh, no, I don't like to travel. I'm not really interested. Oh, no. I'm just doing this for myself and for my family or for my friends. It's just personal use. And then you bitch and moan because PWS went up. Well, if you were just doing this for friends and family, you wouldn't even have probably a PWS most likely. So that's not it. One of the things I've learned is to not believe everything that consultants say. I've learned that the consultants that say they don't want to do anything are the ones that usually do something. And the ones that come in mouthing, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, they don't do anything. Now there's exceptions, of course, with everything. But one night, it's about 3 months in, I just had another back operation, by the way. I used to have people carry, my host had to carry my bags. But I was doing 2 to 4 parties a week for 2 years because I was like, okay, just commit to this so that you don't ever have to go back to work again. That, to me, working for somebody else is the most disgusting and awful feeling in my body. Ugh. Anyway. And the night before, one night, Earl came and looked, because I always have my goal, my trackers next to my bed. I mean, I do, oh, they're down here now. I put them next to the bed on my nightstand on the side so that it's the first thing I see when I wake up and it's the last thing I see when I go to bed, because that is reality. So what are you going to do about it? I used to have Heidi and Orville, the big cardboard cutouts, in my bedroom because everybody thought it was weird. And I'm like, no, because when I see them, I look at them and go, yes, I'm getting up, I'm going to work. So they kept me accountable. I know it's weird, but it is true. And he came in and looked at my little tracker from coloring and he's like, is that how close you are? I said, mm-hmm. Now for 3 months, he was telling me, stop telling people that, you're lying. And I'm like, that's not how it works. Shut up. I'm going to Mexico. And then the next morning I woke up and the numbers had ticked over and I colored in and I ripped it off the wall and I walked into the next room and I flung it at him. And I said, I told you I'm going to Mexico. He's like, holy shit, you did it. I'm like, don't underestimate me. And sometimes I think that's fuel. For some of you, you let that soak in and you believe it. It's bullshit. Prove them wrong. When people piss in your pool, vow to earn the trip and send them a postcard going, hey, so glad you're not here. People are testing you and they are projecting their limited self-belief and their skepticism onto you. And do not fall in that trap of believing it because it's bullshit. Find new people. The answer to everything in this business is find new people. Everything. My team never says, I can't get anybody to book, because they know my next question is, how many people have you talked to? And they say, probably not enough, because 10 is not enough, because 12 is not enough, because 25 is not enough, because 50 is not enough. Try to get 100 no's in a row. This was something I learned in the first direct sales company I worked for. She had these amazing earrings we could earn and they were amazing and blingy and all the things. And then she said, you need to get 100 no's in a row and you can have them. If you get a yes, you have to start over. Now she knew damn well we were never earning those earrings because we always got a yes somewhere in that thing. But you have to be strong enough and determined enough, and I'll show you enough to get it done. No excuses. Show up when you don't feel like it, all those things. So just to give you an idea, this is where I've traveled for free, thanks to Scentsy. Cozumel, Mexico on a cruise. Singapore, boy, was that hot. New York, life-changing. There's a video of me just crying. And I met some amazing people that were worried about me while I was crying at the Statue of Liberty. And we're still friends to this day. Great Barrier Reef. France, Spain, Italy on the largest cruise ship in the world. Cancun, Mexico. New Orleans. The Gold Coast, Australia, because I didn't take Queenstown. I took my stepdaughter after her dad died to Australia. Because she had never been there. And so we made the week out of it there at SFR. And then Alaska and Canada, which I just got back from. And the New York City and Bermuda cruise that was canceled because of COVID, but I still got over because I earned for two. I got over $7,000 payout from Scentsy. They don't have to do that. I got to take family. I got to take friends for free on trips. Cost them nothing. Now, real talk. I believe people fall into three categories. One, first category. If this is you, own it and say it and just put a number 1 below or in the chat. You don't believe you can do it. And that might look like this. I don't want to go to Fiji. Let me just tell you something about the most recent trip we just did. It was a cruise. Originally, it was a cruise, Australia, New Zealand cruise. That got canceled because of COVID. Then they changed it to Uluru. For those of you who don't know me, let me just say the people that did know me, I got lots of messages going, oh crap, Betty, you're gonna die. I hate anything over 16 degrees Celsius. All that looked like to me, I know it's a national treasure. I get it. It's a wonder of the world. I get it. I'm a wonder of the world. Anyway, I see hot dirt bugs. That's what I see when I look at it. I had no interest of going there, but I was like, okay, just keep working because you can go and at least say you've been there. It's one of those things a lot of people really want to see. You'll see your friends in Australia. All right, fine, keep working. What we didn't know is that Scentsy, that had been canceled, but they didn't tell us. So they just let us keep working because they wanted to make sure that people were serious about the incentive trip. So they just let us keep working like we were going to Uluru. And then after qualification ended, we got personal phone calls from Faith, who went to bat for us with Scentsy and said, you got to give them something. We've had Fiji cancel, we had Bermuda cancel, and now we've had Uluru cancel. And so you need to give us something. So thank you, Faith. Again, 100th thank yous. We could choose Norway or Alaska, and we didn't have to pay the difference in flights. Usually when you go to, when you earn an incentive trip, if you want to go to a different region's trip, if there's room for you, you can buy in, you can choose that trip, but you have to pay the extra plane costs to get there outside of what they would normally give you for your regional one. So, but this, we didn't have to. And I've dreamt of Alaska since I was little. But if I would have stopped working for it, or I would have got discouraged, I wouldn't have went. So I don't care if someone tells you, if you saw my speech I did at World Tour several years ago, I don't care if somebody came up to you and said, I have a free trip for you to go to stay the weekend in Christchurch. Let's just say that for us New Zealand people, or a weekend on the Gold Coast for you Aussies. It's all expense paid. And you say, no, I'm not really interested. I've already been there. You wouldn't. So why do you let yourself do that? Because you have to earn it. Again, bullshit. The other thing, I'm not really interested in travel. If they gave it to you for free and you didn't have to earn it, would you go? I'm afraid to travel by myself. I heard this one a couple times. You're never really by yourself unless you really want to be on a Scentsy trip. From the time you get to the airport till the time you come back home, it's up to you whether you're alone or not. Swear. It doesn't interest me. I believe that's also a cop-out. And a self-belief issue. I really do. And I've already been there. All you're doing when you say those things is you are giving yourself permission to fail, permission not to dream, permission not to believe in yourself. And you think we're buying it. as leaders. And maybe some leaders do, I don't. Because I know if somebody handed you a free ticket with everything paid and said, here, for you to go with your husband on a 4-week vacation, all expense paid. No thanks. Number 2, you know you can do it. You believe in yourself, but you're not willing to do the work. You're okay with settling. You're okay. There are a few people that literally, like I know on my team, who legit came in just to order for themselves and nobody else, like that, because they were spending so much just ordering for themselves. We just got them an account. They have no qualms, like they don't want to. But if you know you can do it and you're not willing to do the work, I somehow feel it goes back to number 1. If you were really, really honest, I feel like you believe in yourself, you could do it, but what if you didn't do it and you're afraid of that? Number 3, you are excited, maybe a little afraid, apprehensive, have a little doubt, but you want it. FOMO is real. Do you know how many people saw us on the Alaska trip and went, oh, I'm never taking the money again? Not only doesn't the money's great, don't get me wrong, but the money doesn't do what the trips do for your soul. And I can't really explain it correctly, but everything I've been feeling for the last 3 years, and the you know how you have the heartbeat in the machine, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm doing the same things every day. I'm very routine. I'm very disciplined. Yeah, okay, great. But I was kind of bored. And COVID killed our brain cells. COVID makes us introverts more introverted. It made our anxiety people more anxious. It made people want to people less if they are like me. So we had to force ourselves back out of that so that we can still create those relationships. Because then you'd complain and go, I don't see anybody anymore. Nobody checks on me. That's because people are in their own lives. It's not that they don't love you. It's that they're in their own lives. Like you're in your own lives. Like COVID screwed us up. I completely agree. And I'll tell you, after the 4th day on the trip, I was sitting at brunch with my friend and I just looked at her and I said, is it bad I want to go home and work? Because it finally gave me the payoff. Sometimes you feel like you're working and you're working and you're working. I need a payoff. I am prize motivated. I am trip motivated. I am charm motivated. Money comes when you earn the charms. Money comes when you earn the trips. That's just a byproduct of working hard. But for me to feel satisfaction in what I do, I need the payoff. And I wasn't getting the payoff for 3 years. And then I got the payoff on the trip. I got to hug the people I missed. I got to meet people that I didn't even know. I had an amazing out-of-body experience on the top of a hill, on a picnic table. It was everything my soul needed, and it completely flipped my switch and reset me. Everybody deserves that, but it doesn't just come from doing the minimum. You have to level up. You have to show up, even on days when I feel like shit. I have fibromyalgia, and sometimes my chronic fatigue gets really bad. I plug my phone in and I sit on the couch and I, between naps, message people. There's so much. If you are on Facebook complaining about how fucking sick you are and, oh, I don't feel good and, oh, I'm throwing up, and nobody cares, first of all. Why are you putting that out why are you putting your poo-poo out into the world? Stop crapping on people's timelines. If you have time to do that, you have time to contact people. If you have the strength to figure out what kind of potato you are and what your little girl version of you is, and to complain about how you feel, you have time to work your business on social media. What energy are you putting out there? Because people are not attracted to Eeyores. I'm sorry. I have a no Eeyore policy in my life. You are a Kumara. And I know some people get really offended by that, and I don't really care. I want Tigers in my life. I don't want Eeyores in my life. I have Eeyores in my life, and I have to protect my own well-being by creating boundaries of how often and how much I invest in the Eeyores so it doesn't affect me, because I, as a leader, have to make sure I'm taking care of and I have the energy to give to my team. I also have to make sure I have energy to volunteer, that I give to my customers, that I give to my family, that I give to my other friends. So make sure your boundaries are in place. I don't have any notifications on my phone. I have zero sound on my phone at all times, because as soon as I hear a ding, it can be somebody else's ding in the pharmacy. It gives me the biggest sense of anxiety. I'm like, oh, why do you need the sound? Like, I am all of these different things that other people are that I hear, and yet I still do the stuff and they do the stuff. There is always somebody worse off than you doing more. Whenever I see SFR and I see people with their walking sticks going across stage, or I see my teamie Rachel Mullins at a Scentsy event in Australia, and she's got cerebral palsy and in a wheelchair, she made the decision to go. She had to, you know what she had to do to be able to go there and get a carer to help her and transportation, and she didn't make the excuse not to go. But yet there's people that are walking around just fine, chose not to go, chose not to invest in their business. Showing up to SFR, showing up to World Tour, showing up to your team meetings, showing up to consultant calls. If you want to go up, you do have to show up. You have to not treat it like, well, I'll say I'm coming until something better comes on, unless something better comes along. Oh, I can't come now because my sister's having a barbecue. No, sister, I have to work. I'll come over after that. Oh, I couldn't work my business today. My neighbor stopped by. No, neighbor. Oh, thank you for stopping by. You know what? I'm in the middle of something. I will be free in 2 hours. Can I come over by you then? Great. Thank you. I'm working. If you care what other people think, you are not going to put those boundaries in place, because it takes practice to be okay with not being liked. But the only way you get what you want is if you make a vision for yourself and create, what do I need to do? And then you put your horse blinders on and nothing else happens. I have a thing that I show every once in a while. It's a little picture that says how to succeed. Focus on your own shit. Stop worrying about what other people are doing. Stop complaining. Stop putting things that you should be contacting consultant support for. I know. I'm watching. All right. So I don't think I'm going to cover it all because of the catalog thing I went through, but you have to be 100% honest with yourself and with your sponsor. And if your sponsor is a drop kick, go higher. And tell your director, star director, superstar director, 6 times removed, tell them, I really want to do this, but I'm not getting the support, but this is what I want and this is what I need. Could you please help me? Can we do a coaching call? Can I reach out to you and tell you what I'm doing every week? Or can I Marco Polo you? You have to be solution-based when going to a leader and not be wasting their time either. So know that. Okay. Some of the stuff I touched on, but nobody earns a trip by accident unless they're doing something sketchy. And even then, they know what they're doing. This was something that was interesting, and it might scare some of you, or it might make you want to be part of the club. When we were at the welcome reception on the cruise, Dan said 1,000 people earned the trip. And that was 0.05% of the company. We are the minority. It's available to everybody. And the newer you are, the easier it is because you can promote. When I joined, I skipped certified and went straight to lead. And then by the time that 3 months was done, I was a star. So I got points for promoting. We didn't even get paid at title points back then at those kind of things. So if you're an essential consultant, you have a way better chance of earning this than I do. If you're a certified consultant, and my biggest tip for you is become a lead by the end of this month. Be a lead by the end of this month. Because you get the extra bonus points when you're paid at lead or higher. You don't get those bonus points at certified or essential. So make it a goal by the end of this month that you are a lead. Here's the other thing I'm going to challenge you to. Bring somebody on, sponsor somebody this month. You work hard, help them with their launch party, and help them get to certified this month. You have a minimum 1,000 PRV this month. You heard me, 200 is not going to cut it. And you just promoted to lead and got paid as lead by the end of the month. And you just made 2,500 non-PRV points in month 1. So you don't need non-PRV points for the rest of the time if you're going for one ticket. You just have to focus on your PRV. Don't make this so hard. You invite your friends everywhere. Invite them along for the best ride there is, the best smelling ride there is. It means you need to level up. It means you are the minority. That means that 200 PRV and posting tacky and rude posts, whining about how you need orders, stop doing that, to stay in Scentsy, or you're giving up and saying crap on the 3rd of the month, like, oh, what if I don't get 200 PRV and by the end of the month? It's the freaking 3rd of the month and you're already saying that, just quit today. That's my opinion. If that's your headspace and that's your mindset, bye. You work until the clock ticks over. You don't quit on the 3rd and already go, oh, what if I don't? Well, what if you do? Why are you always thinking not? Think do. You have to make a plan. There's lots of trackers out there. I think we have like 4 now that are out there. Make a plan. Do the math. If you don't understand it, talk to your sponsor. If she's not helpful, go up. I'm going to keep repeating this because people don't go up because they are afraid someone's going to get mad. Go up. I had to go up 3 levels to get the help and the support that I wanted and deserved, to be honest. I became a director in 7 months without really any support. If it wasn't for YouTube, I don't know if I would have been able to do it. Time is it? Okay, hurrying. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to I want you to put up pictures of Fiji everywhere. I want you to go to your travel agent and get books and catalogs or magazines with Fiji pictures, because usually travel agents, it's free. And I want you to cut them out. I want you to put them on the refrigerator. You want to put them in the mirror in your car. I want you to put them next to your bed on your nightstand. I want you to use the screensaver on your phone, on your computer. Everywhere you walk, I want you to have Fiji in your face. And if you're really good, you will put a little picture of you and your family standing on the beach in Fiji as a thing, because to see yourself there is important. You need to make a plan and you need to try to stick to your plan, but not pigeonhole yourself in it. You have to be flexible enough to let it change, because some month are going to do different things. Have you made your 50 samples for the month to hand out to strangers? Are you constantly filling your bucket with new leads? Figure out a way. Go to your events tab on Facebook. Figure out where you can be seen, heard, touch people, talk with people, contact people, build relationships. Or go to the mall and hand every person that's standing on their feet, working behind a counter, an opportunity pack. Do you have a social media plan? Do you invest in training? You need to invest in training. I don't care if you're cooking dinner or washing dishes. You should be listening to something positive that's going to help inspire you. Motivation isn't your sponsor's job or your director's job. Motivation comes from within, and it comes from doing. You have to be self-sufficient. You are an independent Scentsy consultant, not a child at daycare. Make it happen. It's a choice. Everything is a choice that you are making. And yes, what people are saying, you can earn reunion without, but 500 PRV isn't going to cut it either. I did do the math on that. You still have to do like over 1,000 a month in PRV to do, I did it the other day. I don't know where it is, Karen, but you still have to do well. I mean, you have 6 months to do 18,000 points. So you need well over 1,000 points a month plus your bonus points. So again, 200 PRV, not going to cut it. 500 PRV, not going to cut it. You need to do more. So how bad do you want it? Think about what it's going to do. No, because you're not taking in effect to the paid at the consistency points with that. So no, it's not 3,000. Do you communicate with your uplines and tell them that you want to earn the trip? Silence is bullshit. We are not there to chase you or to know what you're thinking. We're not mind readers. You know how men always say that. Use your words, use your courage, and come talk to your upline and tell them what you want. People are willing to work with you if you let them know it's what you want and you are serious and you take that time and you respect that time and you do what you say you're going to do. All right. So please, please, please go believe in yourself, figure out what makes you weird and own it. And I want to see everybody's pictures from Fiji. And I want everybody to share in the group page your plan to earn Fiji. Write it down. My team has been doing it for the last couple of days. Write it down, do the math, figure it out. All right, I'll shut up now.
You don't need to shut up, Patty. I'm loving your hair, by the way. I know it's always that color, but it's darker at the roots this time.
Yeah, that's because next week's the hairdo day.
Oh no, I love this. I actually love it. I know. And
outgrowth became cool at some point, but I'm still.
I think it's come back. Yeah, it is a bit of ombre. I love it. Thanks, Patty. I had to stop myself from writing things down because I'm like, no, she's not. No, you can't earn the trip, Faith. But that's the type of energy that you bring. It's just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing wrong? What am I not doing? For me to have to question myself at that point, I was getting a bit too involved in the call, and I literally just started bringing it up. I'm on the workstation right now. I was just looking at a few things, and as always, Patty, it's all love from you. And for those who don't know you, they might think it's tough love, but we all need tough love as well, because in this business, as Patty said, we're independent Scentsy consultants, and our luck or our business drive or lack of drive is we're the drivers of that. We are the mechanics. We are the everything. So Scentsy is literally just the tool. It's the product. It's the vehicle. But everything outside of that, and whether it moves or doesn't move, or the car's got fuel or doesn't have fuel, all of that comes down to the driver, and you're the driver of your business. So we all do need that tough love. And but it comes from a place of love, because with those of us that have experienced it, we want to experience it with more people. That's where that comes from. Nothing more, nothing less than, oh my goodness, it is life changing. It really is. It has that potential.
That's the thing that's hard, is that when us as leaders look at our teams and we're like, oh my God, I can see you there. I know you have it in you. You just got to believe in yourself and do the things.
Yeah.
And you want it for them, and you
absolutely
want to feel everything that you've been feeling. And that's all you want from it. It does come from love, but me babying people, I don't think people should, smoke up your skirt is going to help you.
No, 100%. Absolutely. And to be honest with you, I'll be completely fair. Something that Patty said, it was hard for me to not announce to everybody that that we were no longer going to Uluru. That was hard. And I had to get counsel from Dan on what I should do, because he kind of left it with me. But to be completely fair, I also had to think of Scentsy as a business, and I knew what those flights were going to be. And as much as our consultants here in Region 3 work just as hard as everyone else, it cost a lot. And I'm not saying they didn't deserve it. 100% they deserve it. That's why I fought for it. But I really wanted those that really earned it regardless of where they were going. Because I can tell you now, if I had told you that you would get a choice from Norway to Alaska, we would have had double the amount of people earn. Right. And
Yep.
I don't always think that's fair. I think those that worked regardless, they will deserve to go. And we had just over 30 people earn it in total, which is amazing. And they did, and they had such a great time on both cruises. It was such a phenomenal trip, and I'm so grateful that they were able to enjoy that. We had a few close encounters, but everyone from Region 3 got there and was able to enjoy it. Woo-wee. That's so we were stoked. Thanks again, Patty. As always, we love having you present to us, train, give us some tough love, give us all the love. You're really such a great inspiration to all of us, and we thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. If this is your first call, welcome to Scentsy. Have a great week, and keep an eye on your news tab. And good luck with booking out your end of August and moving into September. As Patty said, we got some big months coming up. Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.